So ever since the Marvel's box office disaster that started on November 10th on its release date, which by the way counted as the worst MCU opening of all time box office wise, which really set a new low for Disney and Marvel Studios via Kevin Feige, really making all the wrong choices for the final cut of the Marvels and just the idea of the film. I think a lot of you will agree with me on this one that at the minimum, I feel like the Marvels should have been a miniseries on Disney+. This really should not have been made into a film. And here we are with the Echo series going through a lot of backlash and a ratings disaster as well. And that leads us up to the whole She-Hulk Season 2 situation and the cancellation of that season and what Tatiana Maslany, the star of She-Hulk, had to say. This is IGER. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at IGER1. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. So one thing about Tatiana Maslany, we already talked about how she lost her cameos in the upcoming Deadpool 3 film via Ryan Reynolds and the rest over there like Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick really fighting Disney to exclude her role, and they did. Disney caved to that, as well as everything happening now with Season 2 of She-Hulk after that series fell flat on Disney Plus as well. Now, what's interesting about this is that we know that Tatiana has had a terrible record of really attacking fans, specifically Marvel fans, and even goes as far to point the finger at Bob Iger in many instances, and does this once again. In fact, during the actors' strike and everything happening with the WGA strike, she was one of the few actresses that really talk directly to Bob Iger in a negative fashion. Not saying I defend Tatiana, I'm just saying that I found it to be quite shocking that you have a star like her in the MCU really going against Bob Iger, and we all know why. It has a lot to do with She-Hulk Season 2 going into shambles, basically. Now, with that being said, on top of this, with She-Hulk actress Tatiana Maslany actively defending her role as She-Hulk and Disney's insertion of DEI into the Marvel Universe, she recently went on to clash with fans again after Season 2 was reportedly axed by Disney and Marvel Studios. Maslany delivered the following. So, Season 2, no, I don't think so. I think that Disney blew their budget on that one, and Disney really had to deal with that in their own way. But I think a lot of it had to do with Bob Iger listening too closely to extremely loud fans that had obvious issues with a powerful woman leading the Marvel Universe. I mean, we all saw the same thing Brie had to deal with as Captain Marvel, and I dealt with the same thing as well in She-Hulk, and it's rather offensive that this is the world that we live in. Marvel is much more than just male fans. I stand by my side that more than 50% of this fandom could easily be female fans if they were properly given these stories by Disney, if they didn't listen to biased opinions as much. I mean, I loved playing this role, and I still to this day find it to be disgusting behavior over how angry fans get to the famous twerking scene that we did on set. Funny story that took us tons of takes actually to get that one right. It's easily one of the best scenes in the MCU. I easily think that fans need to just remain quiet and keep their opinions to themselves and to shut up about the entire situation. Not, of course, catering to fans that have loud voices. That, of course, would give Disney the opportunity to move forward with the Season 2. But like I said, I think we certainly blew our budget on that one for sure. At one point, Disney wanted to support and promote women, but the moment it doesn't work out for them, it seems they always take a step back and cater to the males again. And it's a vicious cycle that needs to be stopped, and it's not just limited to Disney, it's everywhere in this industry, and fans are to blame as well. I am just appalled at how easily convinced Bob and those over at Disney can be on such a small amount of fans that have obvious issues with women. Powerful women. I could talk more about what's really going on with Season 2 right now, but I'm not going to, and fans of She-Hulk shouldn't really get their hopes up at all. It's a tough time to be a woman, and especially so in this business. It's for real, and I will continue to defend She-Hulk. I will forever thank Kevin Feige and the battles that he faced to keep She-Hulk Season 2 afloat for a while, But it's just hitting a brick wall now, and right now it's beyond bleak for us and the rest of those that worked on that season. I think Bob needs to take more accountability when you're a man with his wealth running this series. I am so rooting for Echo and where Ironheart is going to go in this franchise. I think characters like those are the true stars of Marvel. Guys, let me just stop here for a second before I move on with Tatiana and what she views, okay? So, she is saying that characters like Ironheart, Echo, and Captain Marvel, blah 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 blah, right, are the future of the MCU, which is just completely ludicrous and, quite frankly, insane. When you look at Tatiana Maslany, she's right up there on the insufferable list that I like to always kind of, spew out there. You got Brie Larson, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, you've got other, of course, actresses and actors on there that really just spew out all this nonsense about what should be the correct path to go in. And really kind of pointing the finger at the quote-unquote toxic male demographic. Now look, guys, I'm all about equality and stuff like that and diversity, but you gotta do it in a natural fashion where it just comes into the script in a natural process. Don't think about DEI or anything like that when going into a story like a movie or a TV show, because then you're only gonna sabotage the character development that you need to, that's gonna feel real, and the plot or story that would be rather authentic if you just let things go naturally. But that's not what Disney is all about. That's not what many other studios are all about. It's all about chasing DEI and really making that an agenda-driven tactic. So again, here we have it. She goes on to conclude, it's about time that we shift focus from the classics like Hulk, Thor, and Iron Man, and really embrace these new female-centric characters for a new generation and for a change. It's what Marvel needs to evolve and in a positive direction too. I have had my conversations with She-Hulk's return separate from Season 2, and it just didn't work out sadly, and it's absolutely awful of Disney to make these quick decisions. Alright, so guys, right there, I think that what she's alluding to is how her Deadpool 3 cameos fell flat and got cancelled and really just got burned up because of Ryan Reynolds speaking his mind and standing up for what's right, of how he did not want all of these Marvel Universe characters just getting thrown and shoehorned into his movie. Alright? So, a lot of things are going on with Marvel, and don't be too surprised, by the way, if 2025 is going to be full of expensive failures. We got Captain America 4, we've got Fantastic Four, Blade, Thunderbolts, and that's just the beginning. 2024, of course, this year may be a very empty one for the MCU, but look, next year is going to be filled with movies and TV shows that are going to go in the complete opposite direction to what fans are asking for, and that's a given fact. So overall, I would really love to hear, what everyone has to say about this ongoing scenario with Tatiana Maslany and how she is endlessly attacking fans. At a point in time, I thought she was done attacking fans, but obviously not. That's not happening. But yeah, I would like to see your stance on where the MCU is going, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.